What most tutorials on microgreens start with? This, soil. How to make or to pick the right soil. But what if I told you? You don't need soil. Hello, my name is Tanya. I am a professional gardener from Finland. You might not know, but here in Finland, winter lasts for 5 months at least. And by winter, I mean a period when you cannot grow anything outdoors. It's simply not possible. So, what does an obsessive gardener like me start doing? Growing things indoors, like microgreens, for example. So I tried growing microgreens few years ago and failed. Guess how intimidating it was for a professional gardener like me. So I had to study matter deeply, and I was especially interested in technologies that microgreen businesses use because they have no right for mistakes. Of course, their technology is not always suitable for a home grower. So after some trial and error, I created my set of rules that is helpful for a home grower like me. And some people grow microgreens differently, but I know many people apply somewhat similar rules. As you can see, that what really works for me. I have wonderful microgreens here. Anyway, I have to mention that this is general set of rules, and although it applies to most types of popular microgreens, but not all of them, and it is simply impossible to teach you how to grow different types of microgreens in one video. So I am planning to do um, specific videos on specific types of microgreens like sunflowers, for example, or lentil, which is really different from what I'm going to show you in this video today. So if you're interested in growing microgreens, you might consider subscribing. I will continue making videos on specific types of microgreens. So we don't need soil, but we are being told that soil is a source of food for a plant. We all need food, right? But if we think of microgreens as of a little newborn babies, we eat babies? That's creepy. You don't feed a baby with a pizza. A small seed has an astonishing amount of nutrients for a plant to start growing, and this is enough at this early stage of growing. And here's what we really need. Seeds, of course. And by the way, I have a video on how to choose the right seeds for growing microgreens, so I put the link into description and onto the end screen of this video. A tray in which you will be growing your microgreens. As you can see, I reused some food container from a supermarket. Tray shouldn't be a giant size. You should consider how many microgreens your family eats during the day. By the way, microgreens have really short period of suitability. Usually it's been eaten in this cotyledon growth stage. So it's better to sow seeds in smaller trays but consistently, like every other day. Next thing we would need is toilet paper or some paper towels. Also, we would need some water. And here comes two secret ingredients that I will show later during this video. So be sure to watch it till the end to know what's in there. To sow microgreens, take the tray and then place sheets of toilet paper or some other paper on the bottom and make several layers like this. And so the first secret ingredient is hydrogen peroxide. So what hydrogen peroxide does? It provides extra oxygen for your seeds, it encourages better rooting, and also it prevents fungus. Added to a sprinkler in that proportion, 15 milliliters of hydrogen peroxide per 500 milliliters of water. Now sprinkle water hydrogen peroxide mix. You can easily check the amount of water. When you press your finger on bottom, the water should appear, but when you put it away, there is no water. That's the good sign. So we didn't add excessive water because we also would need to sprinkle some water peroxide mix when we sow our seeds. Okay, now it's time to sow the seeds. I'm sowing broccoli, and you really should sow densely, but the space shouldn't be overcrowded because it then will lead to molding. So this is how I sow broccoli. The key thing with microgreens that we are not growing it for mature plants, so it can be really, really dense. It's a good meditation. Really helps to calm down, to think some things through. Now we have to sprinkle more water over broccoli, but be careful so they are not getting messy here. And here comes the second secret ingredient. Stones. Like, seriously? Yes, those are stones. After seeds are sowed, we need to put some weight on them. Why do we actually need that? Different seeds have different germination periods. Some seeds are stronger than others, and while some seeds start growing, others still sleep. And we can get a really uneven growth picture like we have here. By the way, this is the first reason why I never use soil. And the second reason is fungus, hello mold, and other problems like that. And also weight provides better rooting along with the hydrogen peroxide, and seed shells fall away easier. Different types of microgreens need different types of weight. Smaller seeds need lighter weight, and bigger seeds like sunflower, for example, need more weight on them. And you can use stones, but be sure to wash them really well and to warm them before using on some heated surface because seeds need warmth to germinate. And some people use a thing like a cement, they pour it into some smaller container and just put it in a tray with microgreen. Before putting weight onto microgreens, we have to cover them. I do it with some plastic from which I cut off the edges so it fits. And now I am putting the weight over it. After you put the weight on your microgreens, cover them with some plastic wrap, but be sure that the air circulates there. Put it into some dark and warm place and do not check it for at least 3 days. I said do not check it! Okay, after 3 days you can check your microgreens. And maybe some already started growing. So you can put the cover away and place your microgreens under your grow lights. Ideal grow lights for microgreens are between 4000 and 6500 kelvins. If you live in a warm climate with lots of sunshine and natural light, you can try growing microgreens on your windowsill, and in that case be sure not to expose your young microgreens to the extreme sunshine right away. And I prefer grow lights because we do not have much sunshine in Finland. And also grow light provide us the right amount of light. I can control it all the time. And Smooth light provides smooth growth. Some microgreens wouldn't be ready after 3 days. Some need longer time. So you can sprinkle more water, hydrogen peroxide mix over them and leave it there for another day or two or maybe 3 days. Because in my experience, for example, sunflower is ready on a fifth day or even sixth day. Well, all you have to do next is watering your microgreens, and it depends on condition in which you are growing your microgreens and if your tray have drainage holes or if it doesn't, because mine don't have drainage holes, but I really water them slightly, and I can show you how I do it. I usually water my microgreens with a douche, and then I check if the amount of water was excessive by taking the container and turning it over, and then all excessive water pours away and the paper that you have on the bottom becomes wet anyway. And usually microgreens are harvested on the 8th, 10th days, and most of microgreens like radish or sunflower do not regrow. I recommend harvesting them all at once. They are really stored well in a fridge for 3-4 days. If they are too wet, you can put them on a paper towel and let them dry a bit before putting them into some container that you will put in a fridge. I hope this video had value for you, and be sure to check my channel for specific videos on specific types of microgreens, and don't forget to like, to subscribe, and good luck with your microgreens.